let's talk about the building live stream and condense it with all the key information. As always, timestamps down below for all the different sections. Base placement. To start building your base, you'll need to craft a construction tool. This costs 20 salvage metal. Once made, you can start by placing down your Sub-Fief Console, which costs 25 salvage metal. When you try to place down your Sub-Fief Console, and the area is red, it means there is a point of interest which is nearby, and you can't build there. You can build bases on top of peaks, underneath large overhangs, and build on rocks as they will stick to them. You can also build directly on the sand, but the sandworm will quickly come and take you and the base down, so I wouldn't recommend it. Different types of Sub-Fief Consoles. There are two versions of the Sub-Fief Console. The starting one, which allows you to have 2 bases set up, and the advanced one, which allows you to have 3 bases set up. This one can also be expanded to an even greater area, or expanded vertically as well. You can keep expanding your base until you have 6 land claims. To do this, you place down a staking unit. The staking unit takes longer the more areas you have claimed. The first one is 1 minute, the second one takes 2 minutes long to load, etc. You can abandon a base via the map screen as well, if you need to suddenly abandon a base and you're not nearby it. Base management screen. This is the base management screen. Here you can see the name of the base, which can be changed. Choose if it's your respawn location or not. You can also see stats like the area and how many base decorations can be placed. The cap is extended when you extend the base as well. Shield information is also shown on here, like when the shields will power down and when a storm is coming, and taxes as well. Permission/building with friends. There is a permission system on the Sub-Fief Console which lets you allow guild members and friends to build your base with you. There are also permissions for all your doors, vehicles, chests, in case you want to lock something away or open them up to everyone. To make the building system even more cooperative, you can place down projections which only show when using the building tool and allow you to give an example to your friends what you want them to fill in when they have the resource available. This is great if you have one amazing builder but still want to help with building the base. Building bases will be much less painful than other survival games, as they will require not as much grinding to get the resources to build the base, but still enough so it feels satisfying enough. Building. When you build your walls, flooring and windows in your base, this can all be destroyed with the building tool, which also gives you back 100% of the materials you used to build the object. You can also pick up and move full chests or fabricators to rearrange your base without having to worry about loot inside them. While building, you can also store your materials in the chests, as the resources will be taken straight from the storage. Please note you can't place bases right next to your friend's base to create a mega base, as this would cause loads of griefing, but you can claim a very large space anyway using the advanced Sub-Fief Console regardless. When building your own base, if you do keep to the same grid, you can connect your base over the big expanded area as you claim more land claims. Generators/shields. When you have built your base, you'll need to have a generator to power the objects in your base, like the fabricator and the blood purifier. To do this, it will require fuel. This will also create a shield around your base, protecting it from sandstorms. Everything is all shielded, even on the roof, if you have a generator fully powered. If you place too many items though that require power and go over your power limit, everything shuts down, including the shields. One fuel cell lasts 1 hour. They said you could probably store about 3 weeks worth of power with the largest generator before needing to top it up again. You can refuel all your generators from the main Sub-Fief Console as well if that's easier to access. Wind turbines will allow you to get power, and there are different tiers as you progress in the game. They do get big quickly, so make sure you have room when building. Tax. If you have an advanced Sub-Fief Console, you'll also have to pay tax to the Emperor. If you don't pay your taxes, you lose your shield privileges, which means your base will start taking damage. Please note, if you have the first Sub-Fief Console, your base is not taxed. With taxation, you'll have around a month before the base starts taking damage if your generator is filled up with fuel cells. You can take a blueprint of your base and store all your items, including your Solari, in the bank, which is by the exchange. If you are planning to be away for a very long time, your character will stay the same level, and obviously all the abilities will stay put as well. You have to pay tax every 2 weeks. If you don't pay it will be overdue, but if you forget for another 2 weeks after that, then it then turns off your base shields. So in short, tax every 2 weeks. If not paid for another 2 weeks after that, your shield generator will go down and your base will slowly be destroyed. You can come back at any point and start repairing this, but if you are too long, then it will be fully demolished. Building sets. There are multiple different building sets like Chome Shelter and Chome Facility. At the start, you have access to Chome Shelter, but you learn Facility when progressing through the game. There is also Atreides and Harkonnen sets, but you need to align yourself with one of the factions to get each of those sets. You can mix and match sets and build with both, but you do have to betray one to get access to the other set. New building pieces will also come out with updates, and there will also be Twitch drops as well, which will give you some new building pieces. Some Chome decorations can be seen on screen now. Here are some Atreides base decorations and the Caladan Palace building set, which you can get in the Ultimate Edition. The wooden panels, painting, furniture, roof pieces, the doors, and the holograms that can be seen here are all part of that set. This is the interior of the Harkonnens, with the largest spice refiner you can see on screen now. Blueprints. To make a blueprint, you can use an item called a Solido Replicator. As long as you have the item and you have enough land claim, you can place out the projection of the blueprint. With the projector, you can copy a base of a previous design, and then you can place it somewhere else, or sell it, or give it to someone. When placed, you can't see it until you bring your building tool up. You can then see the projections/outline to fill in the base. You still need to have the resources to craft it. It is a one-time sell in the exchange, as it's a consumable tool that is done once per usage. You can't copy random bases out and about as well. You need high permissions of that base to do this. So it's likely you can only copy your own bases. Unless someone gives you really high permission for absolutely no reason, then yeah, you can copy their base as well. Different buildables in the base. Here are some that they mentioned. So you've got wind traps to help you gather water for you, so you can automate water a little bit and will fill cisterns for you. Fabricators can be used to make items like Mueller pistols and darts, a bit like your inventory, but also objects like sand-like parts, which you can't craft in your inventory. Fabricators include normal and advanced versions of these different types, like the Garment Fabricator, Survival Fabricator, Weapons Fabricator, and Vehicles Fabricator. The Blood Purifier also has the normal and advanced version. There are small, medium, and large ore refineries and chemical refineries. There are also spice refineries. Some other utilities include a repair station and a recycler. Ornithopter. Only a few things were mentioned, which makes sense, seeing as it was a building live stream, but the Choma Salt Ornithopter that you can see on screen is a bit bigger than the standard one, so it looks like it can probably fit more people in. You can see the sunset swatch for the Ornithopter, which is part of the pre-order reward on screen now as well. This Harkonnen Ornithopter swatch you get by progressing through the ranks and unlocking it with them. So if you're House Atreides, you're probably not going to get this swatch. Story/characters. Only a short bit is new from this, and they mentioned that story characters will have a purpose, that they won't be done after launch. You'll see them reoccur in the game with updates as well. Carthag, which is the Harkonnen stronghold, and Arakeen, which is the Atreides stronghold, are way too close together in the story. So what they've done is Carthag has been destroyed, and they are building a new one further away. This kind of separates how close they are and creates a bit of distance between it and changes the story up a little bit. There will be a story explaining how that's all happened as well. Radio stations. I completely forgot to mention this in a previous video, so I'm going to mention it here. Radio stations have been added. So it's not like GTA 5. No, there's no non-stop pop radio. Play the old Doom music. It'll also give you updates on Arrakis and give you propaganda info from both Atreides and Harkonnen, so pretty cool. Apparently there's some popular voice actors like Reinhardt from Overwatch and Evelyn from League of Legends. Auction house/exchange. The auction house works like this. You set a price per unit, how many days you want it on the exchange, so from 1 to 3 to 7 and max 14 days, but that comes at higher exchange fees. All the servers in a world connect to a single exchange. You can buy a blueprint for a base and it will give you a little preview of what that base looks like. When you find schematics out and about, you can only create that once, so you could sell the schematic itself, or you could craft the item and sell that. This system also allows you to get items from the deep desert without having to visit there if PvP isn't for you. Map selling/surveying. You can print out a sync chart which shows all the resources and everything you have seen on that map and sell that. The deep desert resets every week and there are 81, I know, that's crazy, 81 zones in the deep desert which need to be surveyed and printed out. So you're either going to have a lot of your guild members working on that, or you're going to need to buy some of those maps that people put up for sale. You will need to learn a certain skill to do this as well. Landsraad. This is pretty cool because we actually got a little bit of a look of how the screen selection works. This is how the Landsraad looks. There's 25 different house names which are shown on screen. You don't know what they require, but there are representatives that will need to be found for each one. If you don't reveal them, over time they will reveal themselves. They might get you to do a mission like crafting certain items or deliver vehicles, exploration tasks to find buried treasure or shipwrecks, control points in the deep desert which are based on territory control. So there's a range of different missions that they could offer you for you to claim that square in the Landsraad. You do need to be in a faction and be in a guild to do this, but you can create a guild of one. As you can see on screen, the Landsraad is in session. You'll be able to see which house has claimed which squares represented by the green and red colours. You can see that Atreides have won as they've claimed 5 in a row without being blocked by House Harkonnen. The faction with the most tasks completed will win at the end, but a faction can win before then if they complete a row of 5 tasks. As I just mentioned, you can prevent an early victory from the enemy by doing the tasks to stop them getting that full line. The winning row is represented with the neon green around those boxes. On both sides, it will show the top contributors of guilds. You can see Harkonnen have also won last week as they have an active decree in the bottom right screen, giving them exclusive tool import rights for that week. So you may ask, what are the rewards for participating in this? What are you going to gain from winning this? Well, both sides are fighting over the decree which alter the game rules for 1 week. This could be one of the following. Access to a Landsraad armor vendor. Crafting costs are reduced by 25%. Melee weapon damage increased by 33%. Access to a Landsraad tool vendor. Ranged weapon damage is increased by 33%. All items are dropped, can be looted by anyone when defeated in the deep desert, or repair costs and refining times are reduced by 75%. There's quite a few of them that you could pick from. There will also be more of these, but these are the only ones we know so far. This is for the whole world, not just your Hagar Basin server. So for all 20 Hagar Basins, or as they call them, Sietches, which are connected to the same deep desert, this rule will affect every single one of those. When the time comes, the guild leaders are the ones that vote on the decree. They vote with voting power, which is what they gained based on how much their members contributed to the tasks at hand. They have said they will continue to expand this as the game goes on. There are personal rewards, which give everyone in the house a certain percentage of rewards. These can be something like a great amount of Solari, or endgame components, unique schematics, and eventually even house colors of that house as a swatch you can apply to your own armor. This is given even if you win or lose the Landsraad, so there's still something to gain even if you do lose. A third faction is on its way after launch, which will make sure the Landsraad is balanced. This should make sure that if there are more players on one house than the other, it still makes it possible for the other faction/house to win. We have also been told there's no faction-specific chat/house-specific chat, but there is obviously the guild chat and obviously chat with nearby players if you're in their area. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did make it this far, then you might as well subscribe. I haven't bothered you the whole video, so you know, you might as well at this point, right? Anyway, thanks so much. More videos coming soon. Peace.